You are without doubt the worst pirate I've ever heard of.
It had some new vibes there. I had the Thunderstruck one before, but it didn't get to stay because it was copyright marked after all. I was upset to find that out. Um, the Before I had tested it, I had uploaded it, and it was like, oh, it seems fine. But the uh, doing it before, it was like, oh well, those past few streams we used it on got marked because the overall chords were too similar to Thunderstruck. Obviously, using the same chords, but I guess ACDC is very litigious, I suppose, about their stuff. So, those Australians, and they're making my life a pain. So, anyway, uh, we're back again here. We have a lot to news to cover, and maybe it'll just be us flying solo. But, ladies, gentlemen, everyone watching around the world, it's Wow Wednesday. Greetings, travelers, whiz kids, and word players. It is Wednesday, which means it is Wow Wednesday once again. I am Wizard of Wordplay, the Wow of Wow Wednesday, and I am joined, as I am always, by you, lovely people in the chat and viewers watching. Of course, we got Summer Swan Wizard flying solo for a while. Who knows how long? Snowman could not make it. Cynic possibly could not make it as well. We will see if Jesker will arrive late as always. Of course, we have Henry Bennett, who was here first. Baki was here. Vabent saying hi. And Victor the Lore Seeker as well. And then coming in, we have Son of Watt, who says, this music reminds me of playing my first gigs in pubs. Yeah, I had thought of that the other day. I was like, I need Rocky Road to Dublin. I need Rocky Road to Dublin because I do love that song. And I enjoyed it really since I first heard it in the Guy Ritchie Sherlock Holmes movie. But then obviously if you've seen Sinners, you know that there's a big musical number for that song where they go through the whole thing. And it's a really cool moment in that movie. And they use Rocky Road to Dublin basically as as a villain song. And I thought that was just so cool. And I was like, I gotta have Rocky Road to Dublin. So I did find a cover that wasn't copyright marked. And so hopefully we get to keep that one. So, yeah, I was really happy with that one. Wizard really liked that movie. I did Sinners. We'll see when we go over at the end of the year. When we go over our top 5 of the year, Sinners is probably going to be pretty high up there. Sinners is great. Highly recommended if you haven't seen it. It's on HBO Max. Not one for horror movies, but there's ways to look at it that's not quite a horror movie. But anyway, what did I do this week? Truly, I did some work on the drawing. I finally got to where I can I can almost stop worrying and love the bomb as far as the drawing goes. And can just be yeah, as long as you zoom in really close, you can kind of do whatever. You don't have to draw it pulled back. You don't have to draw it pulled back, and you can do a lot with it. So I was really happy to do that. And hopefully I will be able to get that page done, and then we'll move on to the next page and be able to start cranking that little preview thing out. So that'll be good. Son of Watt, I do have way back on the channel at the beginning of the year. Let me grab the link for it. it's a clip that didn't get much love, but it was back in January. I went and saw the folk band Lenef in concert here in Wisconsin, which was like really like one of the best. It was the only really concert I've been to, but it was really just one of the best times uh, because the one of the singers in Lenef was, or no, not Lenef, Sky Consort. One of the singers in Sky Consort was uh, the like main shanty man in Assassin's Creed Black Flag, and so it was a it was great. It was a great time, and it was a great concert. And so yeah, there's the link to the clip. Um, and it was a good time. Uh, they played some Irish songs, some Norwegian ones, some like I think they had some French Canada ones in there. Like um, it was cool. They had some original ones they made together. But yeah. Um, yeah. What else did I do this week of importance? Um, I don't know. Did I go on any streams? I guess not really. I only ever really go on this stream. So yeah, I guess we don't have much else. I played Rivals, of course. I got to play with Gambit. People have dropped off Gambit pretty fast since he was added, but Gambit's a bit of a pain to kind of work with. He's got layers to him, so it can be a bit of a struggle, especially for new players. So I think they kind of like because Gambit looks cool, so it's like yeah, we playing Gambit, and then you get there and you're like okay, yeah, you know, uh, so sounds like a good concert. It was. It was great time, and to have such a random happenstance of like, it was in a tiny little village here in Wisconsin, and Sean's YouTube channel, he had talked about like, oh yeah, I'm doing this tour, and I'm gonna be here in this place, Wisconsin. I'm like, how far is that? Like, oh, it's not that far, and I was like, oh, I should see about going there, and I brought my black flag, my jackdaw flag from the collector's edition of the game, and had him sign it. And it was really cool because I was basically in a place surrounded by like old people. And hey Henry. I was in a place like surrounded by old people. And there's like here I am, the youngest person there besides the coordinator. And you know, it was just like, yeah, like I'm here because of Sean. You know, I'm here to get him to sign this black flag. And I bought one of his albums and sea shanty albums, and yeah, he signed my black flag, and it was like it was awesome. Uh, so yeah, it was a good time. Um, all right. What are we can get into the big news, but I feel like Jesker may pop in. So let's hit the small ones, I suppose, instead, perhaps. Da, 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 da. And we'll do this one because I can talk about this one. Rumors now that Doctor Strange 3 is reportedly in early development at Marvel Studios. Film is not expected to go into production until after Avengers Secret Wars is finished filming. Um, yeah, Doctor Strange 3, definitely something that could be good, but Doctor Strange 2 was so lackluster and so damn lame that it was just like, man, you got to sell me on something real good for me to care about Doctor Strange 3. Jessica needs to pry himself away from his cousin and get his butt over here. Like, we basically made the whole like arriving late thing a bit, and Jessica has just decided to just use that to never show up on time ever again. So, you know, it's fine. Um, it is what it is. But you know, I'm capable of, like I said, I'm capable of streaming by myself. Not many people. Baki says Predator Badlands was awesome. Wiz, I just checked it out in theaters. It was good. Yeah, because we talked about that last week, and you hadn't seen it yet. I don't think, but I know someone did in the chat, or someone did see it. Roygen, hello Roygen. No, Predator Badlands definitely is in the top 5 because I've only seen 5 movies this year, but but so I'll be interested in talking about that when the year's out and ranking it. But yeah, so Doctor Strange Multiverse Madness was just so disappointing for being a Doctor Strange sequel. And I really hope 3 they kind of figure out what they need. They got to get a good director for that, and they got to figure out what it is they need to do, like what they want to do, and all that. So yeah, Victor. The rumors are they're starting production right now on another Doctor Strange. So, uh, well, we'll see what happens there. But I'm not so, I'm not so optimistic. Like I just can't find myself getting optimistic with Doctor Strange, and I think getting Sam Raimi for Doctor Strange is complete misfire. The original pitch was to make it a horror movie with like Nightmare, and it would have been cool. But then they're like, well, we don't want to be a horror movie because we don't want to scare the kids away. And so then they scare the kids away, and then so we got to make it like a cheesy Sam Raimi horror movie, and it was just toothless and lame. And it was like, man, like you had something cool. Like Nightmare would have been really cool. Uh, so yeah, at this point they should let the DCU cook. I mean, DCU's cooking. Well, we got some news on that already. I mean, it's basically every single week. It's MCU or DCU, MCU or DCU. Like there's always someone saying something, and so we cover the news. So we just there's this rumor floating around that there will reported to be multiple Dooms in Avengers Doomsday, including female variants. It's by Daniel RPK, who, to my knowledge, is an insider, but also I feel like he just pulls shit out of his ass from what I read. So take it with a grain of salt. But it's weird because it's like, what are we just doing? What we were gonna do with Kang and just have multiple Dooms? Like that seems kind of lame. Even though it does kind of go into my Doom Prime theory that Jesker said was insane. But so haha Jesker, like, but we'll see what happens. But I don't know why they need to do this. I don't know why they need multiple Dooms, including a female Doom. That's just weird and doesn't fit Doctor Doom whatsoever. So, that we'll see. I mean, why bother with this when you can just do normal ass Doctor Doom and everyone goes home happy? But it is, I suppose. Um, so and yeah, I don't know. Like I said, we know that they started this whole thing with Kang. They were like, oh, let's do this Kang thing and let's have all these different Kangs and all that. And then they're like, well, we pivoted to Doom. And now Doom's the guy, but what? You gonna just reuse the same script from Kang Dynasty then? Like, get the fuck out of here. So hopefully this rumor isn't true because I think it's very stupid. And I feel like what are you like trying to go like Rick and Morty, trying to make like Avengers Rick and Morty now? What the fuck is that about? Um, yeah, so that's no good. So, well, like I said, hopefully that rumor ain't real. We was Kangs, but now we do exactly. Another addendum to a story we had talked about before. We had I thought like a really good segment back in the months ago, but we were talking about Sadie Sink's character in Spider-Man No Way Home, and we all debating on like who's she gonna be, who's she gonna play. Guesses were now coming out that she's gonna play a Punisher character, and then those were I think debunked. So uh, we'll see. But then now we're getting this news that she's been cast in Avengers Secret Wars. So this isn't something like a Zendaya or anything like that. Ruby King is here, says she's totally new NJ. Ruby, you want the link? You can talk about this, or uh I'll if you're available, I will throw it in the church room because that That boy Jesker, he's dragging his feet again. I know people say that I start late, and that's a problem. I think I don't start late enough, apparently. But no, wait, no, well, it's in the other room, same room, but uh, take care of something. Oh well, it's there if you're around. Um, anyway, uh, so it's this something like Zendaya, where we're getting like, okay, well, obviously Ned Leeds is in the is in there with the Infinity War, right? He's in Infinity War, shows up in Endgame, so it's like, okay, that makes sense. He'd be casted for that. But Secret Wars feels like we aren't going to be getting something to that extent, like to that effect. Like, why would we need a street level Peter Parker friend in this story? And so I feel like we're definitely getting someone of a higher tier. Now we were talking about the rumors is Jean Grey, right? And that Jean Grey could be who she plays. Obviously, Sadie Sink is a redhead. She's playing a young Jean Grey. There's that possibility. But the fact that she's going to be in Spider-Man, it's like, well, what are we doing with this? And we threw out people think MJ, but then it's like, well, we got an MJ. So how are you going to do that? How does that make sense? Then there's also, there's my theory was Firestar, right? Give Firestar a big push. She's a Spider-Man related character. She's also a mutant. Looks too young for Jean Grey, says Henry. And Event says the same thing. She looks too young to be MJ. Looks too young to be MJ, looks too young to be Jean Grey. But I'm pretty sure Sadie Sink, at age, she's 23, so she is young. Tom Holland just looks young. He's younger. He's 29, yeah, so he's younger, but so we'll see. Too young for Jean Grey, but if they're going for a younger cast, right? If where I kind of saw it is with a lot of these X-Men, if you're in it for the long haul, I feel. So you would kind of need to, like you kind of want younger X-Men characters, maybe more like X-Men Evolution style, and have these younger people around so that you can have this, you know, young kind of thing. And, like, and you, especially these longevity, like you want to have these movies go on for a while, and you want the younger actors. Now, that doesn't mean that we're going to get our very first Jean Grey in a Spider-Man thing, because that's the thing. She's first appearance is going to be in the next Spider-Man movie. So then what's this mean? And so then we go back to like, well, why is she in Secret Wars? Like, who is she going to be? Is she a Jean Grey level character, or is she just, evolution they were in high school? Exactly, right? Like if that's what X-Men, they want to do it where they're kind of young. Maybe new X-Men with Jean Grey making Iceman gay. No, they'll never need to do that because Iceman will just be gay from the get-go now. They'll never need to be like, let me take the gay thoughts that you hide in your mind and make them come to the forefront. So, but yeah, so I wonder what it is we're getting with this here Sadie Sink casting. So, and then of course the news that we talked about, or I made, I put first and foremost, and really what gets me the most hyped up. I know this is just a rumor right now, of course, coming from Daniel RPK, who's we like already. Cynic is here, says, what up? Can't make it tonight. My show's starting early yet. It's all right. Hopefully Jesker will show up when he can pry himself away from his sister. But anyway, so Tobey Maguire will reportedly return as Spider-Man in Avengers Doomsday. Now again, this is just rumor. Just don't get all excited, but you can't deny the possibility that having Tobey Maguire Spider-Man with the original 2000s X-Men in a movie with the Avengers is not the fucking hypest shit they could possibly do with the Fantastic Four and they're fighting Doctor Doom. Like, that's literally Ultimate Alliance, the movie, and that's what we were wanting when I was a kid. I was like, man, an Ultimate Alliance movie would be good. And I'm like, you're never gonna get it. Tell my brother, I'm like, you're never gonna get an Ultimate Alliance movie. They can't do it. They refuse. And then here we are possibly getting that Ultimate Alliance movie. Can't really just want to make his Wizard of Talent, it limits my free speech. So anyway, so an ultimate, like basically an Ultimate Alliance movie, and I really hope that this rumor is true. And I do, it's the Russos doing it, so I trust them. I trust them with this instead of having like a Doctor Strange thing where they're all just worthless cameos that mean nothing. And I think that really giving these 2000s heroes a good send off. And I know that people want Garfield to get a send off too, but Garfield don't belong. Garfield don't belong on a Doomsday lineup with the X-Men and the Fantastic Four. And it's like, no, you got to do Tobey, and we're gonna give them a send off, and it's gonna be awesome. And you know, I'm really excited for that. But also, rumors is that Hugh Jackman ain't leaving after this one. He's probably sticking around too. Who knows? I would be fine if Hugh Jackman stuck around to play Wolverine for longer, to just be that grizzled older Wolverine. He's like, I gotta deal with these fucking kids, you know. Evolution style, like I said. So, yeah. So Tobey Maguire, Doomsday. We'll see how this goes. I wish Garfield the cat would be in the film. I mean, well, technically, Bill Murray voiced Garfield, and Bill Murray is in the MCU. So, I mean, it's not impossible, but Nickelodeon owns Garfield now, so that will put a dampener on the possibility of Garfield appearing in the MCU. But anyway, so with Tobey Maguire, like I said, it's a rumor with Daniel RPK. I have no idea. Really, I see him around. I've heard more people be like, I don't trust him, you know, and I've seen some things where you're like, he's right, and all that other stuff. So it's really, you can't really know what it is you're getting with that. So yeah, so I'm really excited for that. I really hope that it's good, because having that kind of thing is just, you know, it's just really cool. Like that's really the childhood movie that, like I said, I grew up wanting, you know, was just like, let's get everyone the fuck together and let's do a fucking bomb ass fucking movie. And, you know, let's just fucking go, you know, let's just do it. Chris Pratt, Chris Pratt did voice the most recent. That's true, Trey Beans, yeah. Chris Pratt did voice the most recent Garfield, and he is also in the MCU. So Chris Pratt again could voice Garfield in the MCU, if not for Garfield being a Paramount-owned character now. And Sleeping Psychopathy is here. Hail the Grand Wizard. Do not call me that. I regret. I regret doing it. And Swan, and I have to time Sleeping Psychopathy out. She made a Grand Wizard joke. I mean, you know, them's the rules, I suppose. So, anyway, welcome Stray Beans, and welcome Sleeping Psychopathy. What else do we have here? We can talk about a little bit of a filler story. Is that GameStop has announced a trade anything day. Of course, GameStop known for trading in your games and consoles and stuff. And they've announced Trade Anything Day, Saturday, December 6th. Bring whatever you want and get store credit. Some questions asked. And they have a but so they have exclusions include hazardous waste or material, chemicals, liquids, lithium-ion batteries or items containing lithium-ion batteries, weapons and ammo, dead or alive animals, taxidermy items are valid for trade. Like, so they literally are like, trade anything right now. So, uh, what happens when you're timed out? You go to limbo realm. You go to limbo realm for approximately 5 seconds. Um, you can't sell alcohol, tobacco, drugs, or pharmaceuticals, legal or not. Computers such as desktop, laptop, notebook, all-in-ones, minis, workstations, e-readers, tablets, thin clients, smart displays, blah, 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 blah. Excluding certain MacBooks, GameStop normally accepts in trade. Computer peripherals intended for use with a computer and weighing less than 100 pounds, monitors, keyboard, hard drives, excluding those normally accepted in trade, facsimile machines, document scanners, printers, 3D printers, label printers, digital picture frames, VCRs, DVD players, DVRs, digital converter boxes, televisions, gift cards of other currency, jewelry, sexual items, items resembling body parts. Item must fit in our 20 by 20 by 20 measuring box. But anyway, yeah. So trade anything for store credit at a GameStop on December 6th. Meaning you can, like, as the picture shows, like, here's mugs, here's sunglasses, here's shoes, here's a spatula, here's a yo-yo, anything like that. So, uh, that would be that is just such like a weird gimmick. And I know that GameStop's been struggling recently, and they're like, oh, like we need stuff, and they basically became like a Funko store, and then now Funko's going down. So it's like, well, what's that about? Like, what's that? What's that mean for GameStop? Or what's that mean for all that? Can I trade a song? It's all I have to offer. No, but you could probably give them a guitar. They might let you have that, but then again, it's a video game store, so you need to give them loot, not a guitar, loot, perhaps. Anyway, Ruby can trade in Ruby can trade in his old gaming laptop. Well, they said like they won't take laptops or something. I guess because they don't want to mess around with like hard drives and shit. But yeah, it's just like I could take random shit. I don't know. I think it's like you get, because if it fits inside the box, then you probably get like a percentage per filling the box. So really, they're just gonna take all this shit and they're gonna donate to like a fucking Goodwill or something, or just toss it all. Uh, but yeah, that's just an interesting story that came up. And I was like, GameStop, what are you doing? What are you doing? We'll do this one because I suspect that Jesker will need to be here for the other thing. So hopefully he shows up, because if not, he's missing the boat. It's a fun idea. It is. I think it is a fun idea to have something like that, and to have it just like GameStop. Like I said, like they've been kind of struggling, and they used to be so fun. They used to just be like their trailers, their commercials were everywhere. You go in and be like, man, like, trade in this game, and here's this game I haven't heard about in forever, and that's really cool. Jesker says, I can't be on tonight, Wizard. I just got home from work. I'm tired as hell. You lazy motherfucker. All right, but that means you missed talking about live action Legend of Zelda, and you missed talking about Tobey Maguire being back in Avengers Doomsday, but oh well, Jesker. Oh well. Like I said, I guess I start too late. Just for 15 minutes. Swan is begging you. She's begging you, Jesker. Begging you to be on. But no, Jesker too tired. He's a bicycle. He's too tired. But anyway, the Mario Galaxy trailer is out. And really, I don't know if we really want to go through it. I have not seen the first Mario movie because I'm not really a Mario guy, not really a Nintendo guy. But we see Bowser Jr. And I was seeing some people, for whatever reason, saying that they're like, well, we need Sony needs to sue Nintendo for stealing Bowser for because they stole the Prowler design from stole a Prowler design from Sony or something. Son of Fly says, I haven't seen Jesker in a donkey's age. Jesker letting down all of the I don't even know, all of the Jesker maniacs. You know, I don't know what he would have to call his fans. But yeah, so it's all right. It happens. You know, what are you gonna do? We need to expand Core 4 to the solid 6. I mean, like, we would need I would need someone who is here in the chat that has showed interest in being on the panel before and a way to contact them, and I don't have that. But you know, what are you gonna do? So Bowser Jr. and I believe he has he has a mace, but he doesn't have his Super Mario Sunshine paintbrush or whatever that you see in Smash Bros. But then we see Princess Rosalina. So she is in here as well, and she is voiced by, as the poll suggests, Brie Larson. Brie Larson will play Princess Rosalina in the Super Mario Galaxy movie. Who we contacting? Oh, Vabent, you can get the link to somewhere, I guess. Get Swan on. Swan could be on if she so wishes to. Vabent, you want on? I can get you the link somehow. If you shoot me a DM. I don't know anything about this stuff, says Swan. So there's your answer. Yeah, okay. Let me pull up the Twitter because you were in my notifications. There we go. Yeah, just put the phone on your chest, Jesker, and talk while you lay down. Jesker, he's too sleepy. That's okay. You know, he's a sleepy boy. And same with Snowman's a sleepy boy, and Cynic is a law tuber. You know, Cynic. You know, he's not around right now. And Swan doesn't want to be on. That's okay. We got Vabent. He'll come in. It's just like I said. Some people just can't be contacted by any normal means. So, it is what it is. But so, obviously the grifters with Brie Larson here, they're gonna be talking about how it's like Brie Larson's fucking sucks. Brie Larson's bullshit, and Captain Marvel's name, and hello, Vabent.
Yo, kid, is my mic working? It is.
It should be good. I should have to warn you, Vabent, just because I know that, other people that you may watch are a bit more lenient on their shows. I do have some rules.
Okay.
So, no slur usage and no drama and no mentioning people that you don't like, So.
Oh, I don't do drama. That's why I'm not on Cynic's show. I would bring the vibe down.
So, yeah. So,
no, I'm here for the games. I'm here for the comic stuff. I'm all for it.
So, all right.
Yeah.
So, have you seen the Super Mario Bros. Movie at all?
Oh, yeah. I took my kids to go see it. They loved the hell out of it.
So then, what do you feel about now using using Super Mario Galaxy? Doing the sequel.
It's a little bit disappointing because they skipped a whole other section. Like they could have just did they the first Super Mario Brothers movie? It was just called Super Mario Brothers, right?
Yeah, it was the Super Mario Bros. Movie or something. Super Mario Brothers movie.
Yeah, I mean they could have called this next one Super Mario World movie. They skipped that whole thing.
Yeah, they jumped straight from World to Galaxy.
Yeah, but I mean, it's fine. It's okay. It's because when they did Galaxy, it was like they're trying to do this whole new thing, just branch out a bit. So it kind of makes sense, but it's just a little bit. Just that part, you know. But yeah, it's cool.
Yeah.
I'm gonna watch it.
Um, and then the Brie Larson is Rosalina. If you've played Galaxy at all, I don't know
I
if you.
I did play Galaxy. I played it, beaten it, but I haven't played the second one.
So then,
So
what do you think about? So what do you think about Brie Larson? You know, like I was saying, like the grifters, they're usually going to be the ones to jump and be like, "Hey, it's fucking Brie Larson. She's fucking awful." You
oh,
know,
they're already jumping. What are you talking about? They're already jumping
and
on it.
um, yeah, Henry says they're doing a Galaxy movie. I heard about that.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, so I think that Brie can be good with the right writing in the right direction. Like I've seen Scott Pilgrim versus the World, and she's very good in that.
Oh yeah, she is.
Uh,
Yeah.
and then we're getting, obviously, with her being a voice actress, we see that in that Scott Pilgrim Netflix show.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Well, you got
and
okay. Let me ask you something. So the only time that I've seen people start calling out Brie Larson is when she was doing the Captain Marvel stuff, right?
yeah,
So people immediately jumped on the whole girl boss thing. Um, if the writing was different for the movie, do you think then the grifters would go after her?
um, I feel like at that time, definitely, because that was 2016, that was 2017, that was prime culture war, anti woke, girl boss feminism stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And so we were getting that anyway. It may not have been as pronounced, but so like we saw her in well, she filmed Endgame first. So we saw her in her movie first, then she filmed and she had filmed Endgame already, and then we saw her in after that. But she was
Right.
better written in Endgame, I felt, or better acted in Endgame than what we saw later. And then I never watched the Marvels. So
I haven't either. I haven't even seen Captain Marvel. I've only ever seen her in Endgame.
yeah. Roygen asked what character did she play in Scott Pilgrim? She was Scott's ex-girlfriend.
Yeah, not Ramona. It's oh my goodness. But no, she played that role real well. I thought.
Yeah.
I love that movie. My kids love that movie. They watch it all the time.
Who did she play? Envy. Envy Adams.
That's it. Right.
Yeah, and she was like a singer.
Yeah. I love the bass solo though. The bass battle.
Yeah. Great film, great comics. Yeah, so it's like Brie can pull it off. Brie can do shit,
Mm-hmm.
And
Oh yeah.
so it's really we'll have to see. I think in the trailer they do have I closed already, but they do. I think there is some stuff with her, but I don't think you hear her voice yet. You just get she just casts a spell and blows up a thing. So we'll see. We'll see. But I don't think that people are gonna. I don't think she's gonna be that bad. I think that she. Well, I do know one thing that will help her. This was a story back in 2020.
Mm-hmm.
From Nintendo Life. Brie Larson's boyfriend said she was taking Super Mario Galaxy too seriously, so she threw him out. Brie Larson is a big Super Mario fan and a Galaxy fan specifically. So, like, that can only really be a good sign. I mean, like, how, like, people can be upset, at people like Brie Larson, but it's like, if you're a fan of it, that passion's going to show.
That's
And
true.
we know that she can act well when given good direction. So that's really what like really what we what we need, and so
Yeah, I
we'll
mean we do need it from all these voice actors because we need it to show in the characters. Um I want to point out too that the people that are going to end up hating on Brie Larson, they hated on the first movie too until it actually came out and they saw that it was like really good and stuff,
Yeah.
and they just went along with it. But they were hating on the movie when it was first announced because Princess Peach was shown as that strong character.
Yeah, girl boss. Yeah.
Yeah.
Beefy Bites is here. Hello, Beefy Bites.
Ooh.
So yeah, and yeah, definitely with that one shot from the trailer of Princess Peach with like the axe and like in her like Mario Kart kind of uniform. And it was like, oh, she's gonna be a girl boss. And then I don't even know if she really even was in that movie to an extreme 2016 degree, or just a standard like. I mean, she fucking beats people up in fucking Smash Brothers and shit. She had like her own game.
That's true. She had
You
two
know.
games. She has
Yeah.
2 games. Yeah.
So she deserves it just as much, and and it's the end of the day, it's a kids movie. Mario doesn't have to be like the super strong macho hero. He's kind of cartoony, he can be a kind of bumbling kind of protagonist.
That's right. I agree.
And then we also, continuing with the Princesses Nintendo theme, have our first look at the Legend of Zelda movie coming out.
I actually enjoy this. There's a lot of well, not a lot, but there's quite a bit of speculation going on with this movie, and not in a bad way. It's people are speculating that this has to do with the Breath of the Wild storyline because of the way Zelda looks in this movie.
Yeah, I mean that definitely she has that. Well, definitely the way Link looks, like in the picture with them, like with the tunic. Well, I guess it is more of like the green tunic with the white sleeves. I thought it was more of the blue.
Right, but the when you look at Zelda, the blue outfit, you've only ever see that in Breath of the Wild.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever seen her like that in any other game.
What's weird is the bow and the arrows too is what, like, I don't know if she's really used those and stuff.
I don't know either.
Like she's more like when I seen her in, obviously really from Smash Brothers, so she and like Twilight, that's based on the Twilight Princess thing. She uses like magic, doesn't she?
Yeah, her main thing is magic. That's what I've noticed. I'm gonna ask Grok.
It's gonna burn down a tree and just to ask if Zelda has used a bow and arrow before. Huh?
She might have used it in Breath of the Wild. I just can't remember because I've only played and beaten it back in first when it first came out. I didn't beat it, but I played through quite a bit of it, and I actually beat it in 2020. But Zelda did have the bow of light in Breath of the Wild, and she gives that to Link.
Oh,
So
okay.
it's a possibility.
She used them in echoes via magic. Oh yeah, echoes. Yeah.
Yeah.
I wonder what we are getting with this movie is because it's like this. So this will very clearly be a dual story. I feel like we're not getting just Link going off on adventure. We're getting Link and Zelda in an adventure. So we'll see what they do with that. And yeah, so and then we still got to get the news about Ganon. We got to get news on all that stuff, and there is some set photos leaked out of like them. You see the horse Hipona or whatever. You see that, but we're not really seeing much else. There's no real rumblings of anything else out right now, so we'll see. But I do know that this movie they've been trying to make for feels like fucking 30 years or something. Like people have been wanting like Legend of Zelda
It's
movie.
about time. Did you see the behind the scenes video?
I did.
Video?
Yeah, I did see that. It was like Link getting on the horse or whatever.
Was it Link getting on the horse? I just saw like her whoever this actress is that's playing Zelda talking to somebody else, that some other elf girl.
Yeah.
That's
I'm
all I
hopeful
see.
I'm hopeful based on the look of this. I think animated Mario, would have been the way. That is true. Like I do feel like animated would be good, but it's really just got to it's got to it's got to have a good plot, and it's got to be like an epic Lord of the Rings style adventure. I don't want a kind of half measured, you know. So like kind of like it's like I don't want it to be just like a lame kind of, we need a good adventure, medieval adventure story. When do they plan to release the trailer? Not sure.
Well, they're still filming, so I'd give it probably another 6 months. I don't know. I don't know much about the movie studios to determine when they would release a trailer, but I just know that they're still filming.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know if they would like film that, like if they're filming the trailer, like that'd be weird, to be like, let's film the trailer, and then we'll film the movie later. Like, I don't know. So in New Zealand, probably that would be nice if it was very, very much Lord of the Rings inspired.
Oh yeah, I was gonna mention that's where Lord of the Rings filmed, because it's really fucking open. I'm sorry, excuse my language, but it's really open. Yeah.
No, I mean you could say fucking. I don't mind.
Oh, okay.
That's okay. We curse over here. Just don't want you calling people slurs.
Oh no.
I don't know if you do. I just just had to get that out there first.
No, I'm not all about that. I keep that on Discord.
Okay. Well, I've talked about that. The like a New Zealand, like a Lord of the Rings style New Zealand film thing is like what I want in like a fucking Thor movie. And it's like that's but anyway. So I mean we'll see. I really need to play some Legend of Zelda shit, because I just cannot I like well, I don't have many I still have my Nintendo Wii, so I could play some of the good ones on that. Like I think Twilight Princess and Skyward Sword are on those. And Wind Waker, I think, is also a Wii game.
It's Wii U. The remake was on Wii U, and then Wind Waker was originally on GameCube.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you can slur, just not a specific person. No, you just can't do it at all. Like, anyway.
If I could make a suggestion, like if you're gonna start playing Zelda, a lot of people just say, "Oh, just start at the Nintendo one." Like, well, no, I mean, because that's if you want to go and feel nostalgic, or if you want to try, be a little retro and stuff. The two that I always recommend is Ocarina of Time or Twilight Princess. And I haven't beaten Twilight Princess, but I've seen enough of it to know that it's actually a pretty good game. So one of those two, just start with those. If you want to see the more seriousness of Legend of Zelda.
Like there's those. I don't know how I guess I got to get like a new Switch. I mean, I suppose I can just emulate them, but I don't know how you necessarily grab the new like the old Zeldas,
Well, are you talking about the Ocarina of Time? Like, well, if you do end up getting the Switch, then there's the what do you call it? The Nintendo. It's like that Nintendo account thing.
Yeah,
I forget. Because I haven't had it in a couple years now, so I forget what they call it. But if you have that, then you'll get access to like the library of all their older games, like from the Nintendo 64 and down. So at least there's that.
It would be nice to play those older Zeldas. Like I just like there's so much Nintendo I just missed because I never had it. And then I got my Nintendo Wii and we played some stuff there, but it was like you never got to see never got to see all that stuff. So
now Frog Tony, he says that Link to the Past is the best Zelda game. I would agree, but I mean, if you're following the more cartoony style of Zelda, then that would it makes sense that it's the best version of that type of style. But I'm talking about if you're going to follow the more seriousness of that, of Zelda, then it would be either Ocarina of Time or Twilight Princess.
Well, what about like Majora's Mask and um
Majora's Mask is like it's a really different type of game. Like it's still Zelda, but it's like that time traveling type where you gotta either go back in time or forward in time so many times, and and you gotta do it before the moon crashes down. It's like you're stuck on this time limit,
yeah.
you know. So it's if you're into that type of thing, then sure you could do Majora's Mask too.
Yeah. I mean, really, with the way I do it is I would go really from start to finish to an extent. I wouldn't do like the classic side scrollers and all that, but I would go, I guess, the first 3D,
Mhm.
which is, well, I'd probably do Link's Awakening, but I'd play the remake of Link's Awakening, probably the newer version.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Past is up there. Awakening was a soft spot with me. Ocarina of Time is overrated.
I mean, a lot of people, a lot of people are coming to the conclusion that it is a bit overrated. But I mean, if you never played it before, it's honestly a good game to start with.
Well, and I think a lot of those older games that people grew up on, and then people my age go back to them, and they're like, yeah, fucking games do this shit all the time, like it's like, no, but back then, like that was a big deal,
Yeah.
So,
and I don't know what this Ocarina of Time is.
I don't know.
Probably a hack version that I'm going to want to play.
It's overrated. It's overrated, apparently.
Apparently, it's Tim Allen, the Tim Taylor, the Tool Man in Hyrule.
Zelda.
I like that.
Anyway, we also have the news, of course, our regular DC news. We've talked about this before. When we talked about it, it was rumor and like hearsay and like, well, come on, strong possibility. This is what they're going to do. But finally now confirmed that Brainiac will be the villain in Man of Tomorrow in theaters July 9th, 2027. And we basically all but knew this when James Gunn put the script out and it had a brain on the page, and you're like, all right, this is clearly what this is going to be, And so, and now we have it finally confirmed. And so now it becomes the question of like, well, what are we getting, right? Are we getting, like, Jesker was all up and down screaming about how it was going to be, or how it should be, the Kryptonian story for Brainiac, where he's a computer on Krypton that gains sentient. I'm like, I don't know if that's DCAU stuff, but it's like, I don't want them to do it, and I definitely don't think they will do it.
I got to go muted for a little bit. Wife brought food, and I am starving. So,
anyway, so but I think we're definitely going to get the Kaluan Brainiac. That would make the most sense. We're going to get what we see here, the green guy, the green alien in the chair, and he's like half computer, half man, whatever. And he's going to be like, I must collect the cities and all that stuff. And, and we already know this is going to be a team up story with Superman and Lex Luthor. So we're going with that. We also have the Salvation storyline, which is just weird. Like, cause it's like, I like it. Like, I'm interested in it, but then how is that going to tie to Brainiac? And how is that gonna, because people were saying it goes to the dark side thing, and then it's like, well, it could, but then James Gunn goes, well, we're not going to do dark side. And so it's like, okay, like, are we going to do, actually, it's going to be Dinosaur Island, and we're going to do Justice League New Frontier, and we're going to have all the Justice League need to come together to stop this Dinosaur Island thing. And then they're like, well, no, actually, we're doing Brainiac. And so it's like, okay, like, where are we going with this? How are we going to really, tie it all into it? So, we'll see how that goes. We'll see how all that's gonna fare. And yeah. So isn't Brainiac green too? Yeah, so like that was like the meme, was that obviously if you've seen Superman, you know that Baby Joey's in there. And so it's like, why is Baby Joey secretly Brainiac or something? Like, how's that going to work out? And it was like, and people were making jokes about that. And it's like, well, wait a minute, that might be true or something, like we might, do that. So who knows? But yeah, definitely excited for this, and we all knew it was going to happen. We all knew it was coming. Brainiac was going to be the villain, and it's the ones that makes the most sense of like Superman. Lex Luthor is going to don that mech suit. You know, we're going to do that. So we'll see. We'll see really where this goes. We also have, Frank Grillo, that Rick Flag Jr. will have a major part in Man of Tomorrow. My character, Rick Flag Sr., is a big part of the sequel story, so I'm excited about it. But again, that ties into the Salvation stuff that was set up in Peacemaker, obviously, for those that saw that. And it's an alternate universe where all the metahumans get sent. And it's like, okay, well, then what does this mean? What are we going to do with that, And so that's really it, where it's like I can't guess where this is gonna go, because it's like it's a little too kind of out there. So we'll see what happens. And there's also James Gunn shared Alex Ross's Wonder Twins art on Instagram, and apparently there was some rumors, and I think James Gunn even said that there was a project that like no one had guessed. It's like a secret project they're working on. And it's like, are we going to get Wonder Twins in something? Are we going to get fucking Wonder Twins? Like, I don't hate the Wonder Twins, but do we... I was thinking about this too. I was like, Wonder Twins also have strangely mainstream appeal, because like Super Friends was really like a household thing back in the day. And so many people knew about like the Wonder Twins and everything, and no Wonder Twin powers activate, no all that stuff. And so like Wonder Twins are almost a secret hit. What do you think Brainiac's plan would be in the movie? So if we're going the obvious route, you try to like capture a city and bottle it, or is he going to try to steal the last Kryptonian to like collect him or something, or both? Like what are we getting? So it'll be interesting to see what it is that Brainiac's gonna do. Are they gonna go for something completely random? Are they gonna pick something else? Is James Gunn gonna pull something else out of him? And I don't know. I don't know what we're gonna get. I could see him just go for the simple, like, I'm gonna collect the bottle. I'm gonna bottle the city, and I'm gonna do all that. So we'll it's interesting. It's an interesting thing. But yeah, and then we've like I said, this Wonder Twins possible movie or something, and that is the kind of campy weirdness that James Gunn likes. Is like, hey, let's pull some 70s or 60s shit, out of our ass, and let's do some Wonder Twins, and it's being like, yeah, people remember the Wonder Twins. Let's play on that. So, that would be pretty interesting to see that happen.
Who's the bat?
That is a Gleek. That's a monkey.
It's a monkey. I'm just seeing the ears, and I'm just assuming it's a bat.
Yeah. So Alex Ross did him like hyper realistic, but this is what Gleek looks like.
Oh,
he's like a blue alien monkey.
This is very family friendly.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it was a Hanna-Barbera cartoon, the Super Friends was.
Wait. So is this actual lore to like the DC universe? Is the Wonder Twins?
Well, yeah, like, so everything that was created for that show was it's part of the DC universe, and they've done stuff with Wonder Twins in the past. Like basically every single time they've done a reboot, they've done something with the Wonder Twins where it's like now they're edgy, or now they're not, and stuff like that. And so we've seen the Wonder Twins before.
Yeah. I am a tourist on DC. I am, well, not even a tourist, because I'm not telling people how to like DC or not. I just don't know DC because I honestly never really cared. I know more about Marvel and video games. That's it.
So Wonder Twins possibly in the future would be interesting. We also have a casting call for Man of Tomorrow. It's possibly a new female hero based on this description. She's described as being in her late 20s and having an edge to her. What's interesting is that there's a height requirement for this character. They're looking for taller actresses. In addition, the character is being described as being a warrior, having a strong physique. So it could be casting call for Wonder Woman, or they're trying to do something else, maybe a Kryptonian type character, an Ursa, a Feora. There could be Big Barda, could be Mira, could be any type of anything like that. They were the Justice League animated series did reference to the Super Friends in their Clone Saga thing. They had the two Wonder Twins, and they made them like pale skinned, but they still gave them the purple suit and the pointed ears and like the triangle on their chest. So that was pretty cool. And then there was also Long Shadow, who was the Apache chief. He was, the native guy that could grow really big. And they had can't remember what his name was, but they had it was basically the Black Vulcan character, and then they had White Dragon, who was samurai, who was like the Chinese Japanese guy who was like had wind powers. So that was those were cool references that they did that for those. And so yeah. This casting call, like I said, could be for Wonder Woman. There's a lot it could not be for. We'll see. I feel like Wonder Woman, they wouldn't need to really necessarily put out a casting call for. I feel like they have that kind of already or something, but I don't know how really the casting would work for Hollywood, especially for a character like that. So that's a big deal. I feel like you wouldn't need to necessarily like hide that or something, but like I said, Chief was in Harvey Birdman Attorney at Law. He sure was, Roygen. Many times. The Black Vulcan was as well. I love Harvey Birdman Attorney at Law. That was great show.
I only ever watched a couple episodes, but no, it is a good show.
Yeah,
it is good.
So we'll see if this leads to the casting of Wonder Woman or not. Don't forget to vote in the poll. Yes, don't forget to vote in the poll. Jonah Hex, one of my favorite characters. Jonah Hex is cool. Wish he got more play. He gets a fair bit of play, but definitely in like the cartoons and stuff. But he had that movie, but people kind of just didn't give a fuck about that movie. Megan Fox is in it. And I don't think she was even that. And I don't remember her being any good in it. Josh Brolin was cool, but yeah.
I like Josh Brolin.
Yeah, he's played like what? 3 different comic book characters,
and 2 of them happen to be Marvel.
Yeah.
Wait, what was the third one?
4. He was 4. He was in Sin City 2.
Oh, he was in Sin City.
Yeah,
but
played 4. He was Thanos, Cable, Jonah Hex, and whoever he was in Sin City.
Oh, you know what? That explains. I never seen Jonah Hex.
For me, it's Vic Sage, Zatanna Zatara, Deathstroke, and Black Canary. That's an interesting list of like not really low tier, but like underrated bangers. Deathstroke's pretty high up there, but
the guy who does Deathstroke and Arrow, he's probably the only one I ever want to see in a James Gunn DC movie. I thought he did a really good job.
Yeah, I think the guy in Titans also had some. His costume was good. The Titans guy, his costume was good, but I don't know how good he was in that. But Vic Sage, of course, being the Question, great character, underrated. But one of my favorite underrated characters is Dr. Fate, and Pierce Brosnan says he's heard that Dr. Fate will be in the next Superman movie. Never banged down anyone's door. I mean, they know where to find me. I've heard that Dr. Fate was going to have his own show or his own movie. I've heard that he's going to be the next Superman. Says Pierce Brosnan. But what's funny is that what is most likely happening here is that Pierce Brosnan is falling for like a random like it's basically like he's falling for most likely just a rumor mill thing. And he's like reading an article. He's like, I heard I'm in Man of Tomorrow, right? And then so James Gunn basically responded, is like, no, you're not. Like, like why would you think that, you know? And so like it's just funny.
So you think
Yeah.
him not replying to Pierce Brosnan, it confirms that Dr. Fate is going to be in a Superman movie?
Well, no, he did basically like reply to this tweet or to the post or whatever, and he's like, yeah, no, like he's not.
Oh.
I ain't heard no rumor. Like it's just like, so James Gunn was basically just like, no, you're not, which sucks because I do love Dr. Fate in Black Adam. He's the best part of that movie, possibly the only good part of that movie. Son Watt says Pierce is a good bloke. I had a great combo with him on set once. That's really cool. You know, I love Dr. Fate in Black Adam. And there's that moment where he's like facing down the one bad guy where he's like the one fighting him solo. And I'm like, that's fucking hype. Let's go, Dr. Fate. And then he loses. I'm like, dang it. But his writing's also stupid because his whole plot is that he's going to self-sacrifice. And he does self-sacrifice in order to protect the guy who's one of his powers is that he comes back to life. So it was so stupid. Yeah, and I thought that Pierce was great as Dr. Fate. I think he worked perfectly fine to just being an old guy that is also magical, you know.
Oh yeah.
So,
It looks like he plays that role right. Like it looks fitting. I don't know.
The guy playing Flag could have played Deathstroke. Well, yeah, like he was who the fuck was he? He was Crossbones, you know. He's basically like discount Deathstroke for Marvel. Cosmic Vader's here. Hello, Cosmic Vader. Then we also have here the Mike Flanagan. It says his vision for Clayface was inspired by Batman the Animated Series. He hadn't seen Matt Reeves' The Batman yet. Specifically named the Feet of Clay episode, I remember. Specifically, he said it's one of the great sadnesses of my career. They wanted to make this movie right away. It wasn't available. It's the only time this has ever happened to me. Because they originally developed the movie with Matt Reeves and later for the DCU. And so the Clayface movie, you know, they've built it up, you know, and they're like, oh, you know, it's going to be this dark, gritty body horror thing, you know, and that's what we're doing. So it'll be good, you know. It'll be definitely an interesting take, definitely a gamble, I feel, as well, because like Joker is the Joker, you know, and Penguin piggybacked on the Batman, but even Penguin's like pretty high known up there. So, you know, we'll see what happens. And yeah. So it'll definitely be an interesting kind of thing. What they're gonna do, and you know, we're still follow it. You know, we've been following it, you know, this whole time, and yeah. So,
Batman the Animated Series. I remember watching a bunch of that when I was a kid. And I hate to say it, I don't remember a lot of it, but it's something I should rewatch. And I mentioned it many times in the streams that I've done. Like, I need to rewatch that show because it still holds up today from what I've seen.
Yeah, I just went through it through the last, like I went through it like just the last year, 2 years ago. I went through all the DCAU from start to finish, and yeah, it will be it was good. It still holds up, and the action and the drama and everything, you know, that's there. It was yeah, there's definitely some low episodes or some filler in those where you're like, oh, you know, like let's move it along here. This is a little too, you know, dragging on a little bit much. But you know,
well, I mean, it's Batman. I mean that the show tends to get slow at sometimes, but it's just the plot and the story is where it gets interesting, you know. But
yeah.
it's one,
and then
it's,
really,
Go ahead.
It's really the build up to Superman and Justice League and all that, where you really get into it.
Oh yeah, Superman was the other one that I've watched when I was a kid, and the only episode I ever remembered from that whole show was the race against Flash.
Mm-hmm.
That was it. I thought it was really good, but yeah, and maybe I should go back to them. I don't know.
Yeah, it's definitely they're all on HBO. I think they're all on HBO. They may have gotten removed because that's fucking HBO's weird, but they're all on HBO, and I have the DVDs at least for Batman the animated series. I talked about that like a month or so ago that I found them on clearance and grabbed them. I'm like, oh, nice. So I own all of them back there, and then the movies, of course, Mask of the Phantasm. I always talk about being my favorite Batman movie,
Mm-hmm.
and that was really the blueprint for what you do with Batman in theatrical form. But some people don't want to accept that, and that's okay. We've had arguments over it. So
Let me ask you
okay.
something, Wizard. Let me
Yeah.
ask you something. Do you think Freakazoid is DC lore?
Technically it's adjacent because Freakazoid did a crossover with Teen Titans Go.
Oh,
so yeah,
interesting.
it is adjacent. It is leaning.
You heard it
I
here
never wa-
first, everybody. Real
I never-
life Freakazoid happening soon.
I never watched Freakazoid. That wasn't my thing.
Oh man, I think that was born from Animaniacs, but I could be wrong.
I think it was as well, but I never I never was into it, and then I never was into Animaniacs either. That was before my time as well, because when did Freakazoid come out?
It was 95, I think.
Yep, before my time. Right away, instant.
Mhm.
Instant,
Oh,
easy math.
That's when I was a kid, Wizard.
Yeah,
I'm old.
I know. So,
My
anyway,
bones are aching.
pinned at the top of the chat is our Ask Us Anything. We just have the one question. And it is Roygen. Says, what is a superhero movie or show is your favorite and what you think is best? So, movie or show that is my favorite. But Ben, what do you think?
Oh man, that's a tough one. If I have to say a superhero show, it's not going to be DC or Marvel. Even though I enjoy some things Marvel, I enjoy quite a few because that's out of the two, that's the most I know about. But still, I choose outside of that. So it'd have to be My Hero Academia. Would have to be my favorite superhero show. Does he want both show and movie?
It says, what is a superhero movie or show is your favorite and what you think is best?
Oh yeah, then it'd be My Hero Academia.
I really liked Harvey Birdman a lot, and that does count.
Does it?
Yes, he's a superhero and a lawyer. So.
That's amazing. Okay, all right.
Superhero movie or show that is your favorite. What do you think? So, I guess movie. I guess really The Dark Knight. We've talked about it, like really is probably the best superhero movie.
Oh, that is a really good movie.
So you kind of got to put it like that. And you could argue probably a lot of the other ones, but Dark Knight is pretty great. And show is your favorite. It's got to be Avengers Earth's Mightiest Heroes. Like Avengers Earth's Mightiest Heroes is really, really great. So
I wasn't too into the because that one came out like what, early 2000s, mid 2000s?
No, that was like mid, so that was like right around MCU time. That was like 2009, 10, 11-ish.
Oh yeah. I wasn't too into the animated superhero shows that time. Like I tried watching the movies that came out before before Disney bought them up.
Mhm.
It just seemed, I don't know. There's something about him, like maybe the way it was animated to me, I wasn't too into it. It was the Iron Man movie that I tried watching. I
You're
wasn't.
thinking of the Lionsgate animated movies.
Yeah, those. Yeah.
Yeah. So they are related because Christopher Yost did some of them, and he
Mhm.
also did Earth's Mightiest Heroes and also Wolverine and the X-Men. And so those are in the same universe. The Hulk versus Wolverine movie, I believe, is the only one, and the other ones are kind of like spiritually, you know, related. So, um, yeah.
I'm trying to look at movies to see if I could find something that would beat The Dark Knight, like as far as like a really good superhero movie. And I'm not really finding anything unless Iron Man, like the
I
MCU
yeah,
Iron Man.
yeah, Iron Man 1. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's up there.
it really is.
Um,
Oh, but Blade was really good when it first came out.
Blade's also good. Little
Oh
cheesy
man,
though, little cheesy by today's
just
standards.
a little bit. Like if they could just go back and redo some of the CG scenes that they added in there, or that they're like just redo those, I
Yeah.
think it would be good.
Uh, then up here we have, of course, our poll where I asked, um, if is Brie Larson a good pick for Rosalina in the Mario Galaxy movie? And we discussed it a little bit, and so I've had 31% said yes, bad writing hurts her skills. 50% said sure, give her a shot. Which is that that's I think I'm glad that we finally moved away from really the Brie hate of just like, no, fuck her, Captain Marvel sucked, but it's like most people like, sure, give her a shot. 6% says nah. She should be someone else, to be honest, which I guess that the wording on that's a little weird, but I did mean that as like a different actress should play here, I suppose. And then 12% said no, Brie is trash. So 50% of out of 16 votes said to give her a shot. So that is truly the definitive end. And that is kind of the end of our show here. We kind of went through everything that we had. And
Yeah.
yeah. So Free Hate is so 2018. Pedro Pascal hate is what's in. Yeah, we are well known for bringing up Pedro Pascal on here, but luckily Jesker and Cynic are not here to do the Pedro Pascal voice. So that is good. Anyway, thank you for Bent for being here for your
Oh,
first
you're
Wow
welcome.
Wednesday. That was thank you for showing up, and we will add you as the preliminary person if needed to be called upon. So
Okay.
you
I'm
can
I'm glad.
you're on the list. Um, Early
Oh,
Legends was
another one.
fun. Yeah, Legends of Tomorrow was great. Really early Legends was not fun. Like season 1 Legends was very boring, but then it got better. And then it
Yeah.
got really good, and then they canceled it. But anyway, thanks for everyone in the chat for showing up. Thank you, Swan. Thank you, Roygen. Thank you, Beefy Bites. Thank you, Son of Watt. Thank you, Cosmic Vader. Thank you, 90s Router. Thank you, Roygen. I think I already said. Ruby was here. Cynic was here. Jesker was here. Sleepy Psychopathy was here. Baki, of course, was here as always. We will be back next week for more nerd goodness. Henry as well, also here. And Vabent was here as well earlier. There you were. You were there.
I was just
And
just
Victor the Lore Seeker as well as Stray Beans. And of course, Cynic. And you can check Cynic's show. I believe he'll be streaming tomorrow or Friday. I can't read changes it. Ruby, of course, here as well. But yeah, so I will be back next week And we will see you all then. And I'm going to play the outro now.